What's up, RCFT crew? It's your man Ross, and today we're going to be talking through the standards for the push-up test. So to quick review, this is going to be a 2-minute max push-up test, meaning you're going to do as many push-ups, quality push-ups, as you can in 2 minutes. Now you'll be able to break and rest as needed, go to your knees and relax and shake your arms out, but you obviously got to be moving pretty quick because those 2 minutes are going to fly by. We want to make sure that everybody's clear and on the same page about the standards for this push-up before we go into testing day. We're going to be kind of on top of you in the gym with coaching it, but a lot of this push-up training is done at home, so you need to make sure you're good with this. If you're not sure, take a video of yourself doing those push-ups. You might see it yourself and go, oh, I need to put more range of motion there, or you can send it to one of the coaches and we'll help you with that. Now, to review, this 2-minute push-up test is also from the Army Combat Fitness Test. It's taken straight from it. The way that they do it is they do what are called hand release push-ups, and that's to standardize the full range of motion for this push-up. So a hand release push-up looks like this. I go all the way down, I release my hands from the ground, and then I push myself back up. Now that's a pretty extreme range of motion when we go that far down, and it can also lead us to kind of peeling our core off the ground, like letting our abs not hold the plank really well. Those are the two reasons that I opted to not do the hand release push-ups. It's to protect your shoulders and help you maintain a better plank, because I love you, okay? But we need to maintain the standard. The reason for those hand releases is you cannot cheat range of motion when you have to pick your hands up off the ground, all right? So we're a small enough group and we're an honorable group, so we're gonna make sure that we do this the right way. So let's talk through a couple tips to improve your push-up and also what I'm looking for with the standard on it. So first things first, when I'm in this position, before we talk about anything with the upper body, I wanna talk about maintaining good core position and keeping our abs engaged. So here, I'm in a good position. My belt buckle is to my chin and I'm maintaining a plank. What we want to avoid over the push-ups is this sort of sagging like this. These are not push-ups. With maintaining a plank, that's a good push-up, okay? So before we even go anything with range of motion or depth, make sure you're maintaining a good plank. You've all been taught a good plank. Thus far with what we've seen, they've looked solid, but you want to stay mindful of that. If it looks like you're peeling yourself up off the floor, you're going to get a no rep, okay? Make sure that's solid. The other big thing that's going to get you a no rep is not going to full range of motion or full depth. I'm going to turn on head on so you can kind of see this here. When I get to the bottom of my push-up, my shoulders need to be at the height of my elbows. If they have not dropped to that depth, then it is a no rep, okay? At this point in time, my shoulders are at the height of my elbows. Okay, that's a full push-up. This is not. For none of these reps have my shoulders gotten down to the height of my elbows. For those reps, they did, okay? Make sure that when you're doing these push-ups at home that you're on top of that range of motion. Record yourself if you're struggling with it. One of the biggest things I've seen that I've corrected a few of you on already is that you're starting with your hands too close together and kind of not giving yourself an opportunity to even reach full depth. If I go with my hands directly beneath my shoulders on this push-up, once I go down, I really gotta get in there to hit full range of motion. And so what happens? We do this. I need to open my hands a little bit wider to create space for my shoulders to drop inside of my elbows. So some people right now are going a little too narrow. You need to open the width and create that space. If that's a little bit harder, yeah, probably, because that's what's gonna get the shoulders and pecs going, but you got plenty of time to get that dialed in and get some killer push-ups going on test day. So even if it's tough right now, you're gonna be kicking ass if you make that switch today rather than trying to kind of do these half reps, all right? Last quick thing, for a couple tips on how to create some more tension and be a little more effective. When we're putting our hands down, we want to squeeze our fingertips into the ground a little bit, almost like I'm trying to rip a chunk of this turf out, okay? That's piece one. I'm trying to rip a chunk of this turf out or this rubber flooring out by squeezing it. Second, I'm gonna turn my hands outward slightly, kind of like I'm trying to unscrew the lid of a mason jar, and I'm trying to turn them outward like this, except friction prevents them from actually moving. So I just get a little bit of what we're gonna call torque in my shoulders. It's gonna help stabilize them and keep them a little safer. Lastly, for those doing push-ups from the floor, to not burn out your triceps, for anybody doing push-ups from the floor and you feel like it's your triceps that are burning out, this is the tip. Sid, bring that camera over real close. When your hand is down here, I'm shooting this way. When your hand is down here, this first pad of your palm, the palm of your index finger, right there, that pad, a lot of times we're gonna do push-ups where we're gonna roll like this and it's gonna be way up off the ground. You need to take that pad and press it hard into the ground the entire time. That's gonna get a lot more shoulder and chest, all right? So I'm gonna demo a few reps here, talking through those points. One, I've got a good plank. Two, I'm gonna maintain really good range of motion. And then three, I'm gonna do this kind of three-step process to make sure that my push-ups are really clean. Squeezing the rubber flooring like I'm gonna rip a chunk of it out, creating some outward twisting torque, and pressing that pad on my palm down and making sure it doesn't roll up. And those will give us some really clean push-ups. So that's a little bit. That's a little bit on the push-up standards, what we're gonna be looking for. If hips are sagging or I'm not going to full depth, I'm gonna get a no rep. In addition, there's a few tips to help you get a little bit more out of this and have a more effective push-up. We've got several weeks left, guys. Let's keep kicking ass, pushing these at-home push-up sessions. That's gonna make all the difference. They're not put into your in-house programs because we're trusting that you're doing them at home. Use these tips, keep kicking ass with it, and ask us if you have any questions, all right? I'll see you at the gym.